And the now unreleased recordings of Michael Jackson. The King of Pop is said to have left behind a mountain of material. Music executive Tommy Mottola, who worked closely with Jackson at Sony Records for 15 years, considers himself the gatekeeper of Jackson's catalog. Tommy, good morning. It's good to see you.
Good morning, Matt.
Before I get to the unreleased material, you released a statement when Michael Jackson died. You said he is the most talented person you ever worked with. That's high praise.
I absolutely feel that way. I mean, when you look at every dimension of his career, whether it's the songwriting, the singing, the performing, the blending of rhythm and blues and pop into his own language, the dancing, the videos, the cutting-edge videos that defined the video age and really put MTV on the map, Michael Jackson in total was the single most talented person I've ever worked with.
So for all the years that he's putting together these albums, clearly there can only be 12, 14 songs on an album, and he was recording more. So these other songs are somewhere in a vault. Can you characterize that material for me? Is it great material, or did it not make the cut for a reason?
Well, for the 4 albums that I was around for with Michael, there was always over-recording. 12 to 14 songs would end up on the album, just as you said. There would probably be anywhere from 25 to 30 songs recorded. Those songs are still in the can, unreleased.
You've heard these songs?
I've heard a lot of them. I've heard many of them.
And
yes.
so what are we going to learn about Michael? What kind of music are we going to hear for the first time when these come out?
There are hidden gems. There are hidden gems in these songs. At the end of the day, the decision was Michael's, what to put on the album and what not. It doesn't mean that the songs that were not released were not as great as the hits that you know. So there could be a whole new life just from these songs alone.
What about the financial life of that? Is this the property of Sony? Is this the property of whatever record company he was working with at the time? Is this the property of the Jackson Family Trust?
At the moment, it's still the property of Sony, to my belief.
And so financially, does Sony reap the rewards of that, or does the Jackson Family Trust really?
Ultimately, Sony and the Jackson family, because the Jackson family will receive royalty income from the sale of those recordings.
Again, as a music executive, what was it about Michael Jackson that allowed so many of his staunch fans to ignore the other headlines in his life, the controversy in his life, and continue supporting him, it seems, unconditionally?
His greatness, his uniqueness. It doesn't matter what genre of music, artist, or fan, whatever they liked, they always looked up to Michael Jackson. I mean, it could be Bono, Bruce Springsteen, Madonna. They all revered Michael Jackson.
But in the years he was making headlines for all the wrong reasons, did that severely impact his marketability?
No one likes bad news. I think at one point in time, when the accumulation of all the bad news was there, it certainly did have an effect.
Tommy Mottola, obviously someone who worked with Michael a long time, 15 years, while at Sony. It's good to see you.
Thank you.
Good morning.